Hi, everybody, and welcome again to today's edition of Meet the Presenters. Today, I am joined by Dr. Becca. I am delighted to have her here. She is a hypnotherapist, a sleep coach. I'm going to say that again, a sleep coach and an educator, and she's been doing it for many years. Dr. Becca, lovely to meet you. Great to have you here. How
Thank
are
you.
things with you?
I'm great, thank you. And yeah,
Well, I
thanks.
know, I know you'd been a little unwell for a while. We've been trying to get this for a little while, but you've sort of had the lurgy for a while.
I have. I've been ill for the whole of October.
Oh no.
COVID, and then it's just absolutely wiped me out. And I know everyone's been really poorly, haven't they, this year? It's been affecting a lot of people, but it just left me feeling so tired. So yeah, I'm
Well, I'm
here now.
glad I'm glad we've
Feeling
got you back on full
good.
power today. So, many people will know who you are, but for those who don't, tell us a little bit about yourself if you wouldn't mind.
Okay, so I'm Dr. Becca. I'm not a medical doctor, I'm a doctor of education. So my background is in education and teaching.
Okay?
I've been a teacher for about 20 something years, probably nearly
Oh,
25 years. And it was through my work with vulnerable young people and some of the most challenging young people in the UK that I sort of stumbled across hypnotherapy. So I was originally looking for an alternative ways of sort of working with people. And then I had my own issues as well. I had things going on in my own life that I needed support with, and I suppose it was because of those two things together that I stumbled across hypnotherapy, found this amazing modality of working, and when I'd actually had hypnotherapy myself and realized how powerful it was, that's when I decided that I wanted to be able to offer what I'd experienced to other people.
okay. And did that start with children or did it just start with
Well, funnily
anybody?
enough, no, it starts with adults, and
All
even
right.
I don't work with children.
No,
So,
no.
yeah. So I save children for the educational side of things. I decided that I did a couple of children and thought, no, this isn't for me.
Yeah.
So I love working with children as in the educational role that I've done. And in fact, when I talk about children, I'm talking about more like teenagers.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
my area of expertise lies within secondary age kids. And if I was doing hypnotherapy with, I have done a few teenagers, but like they've been 16 or over. So I like working with the older kids.
So,
And that's where sort of I've then sort of worked with adults really with the therapy side of things. Yeah.
okay, cool. And obviously, this is an ever evolving, I like the word you use, modality. So, since you started working with hypnotherapy, how has your understanding and approach changed since you started? What is it that you think you have sort of changed and evolved with since you started this process? Obviously, you've said you worked with you educate and do things like that, but with hypnotherapy, how has your approach changed and your understanding changed since you started?
Okay, so I think what I've realized in my own development with hypnotherapy. I mean, when you first start off training, then you start off with basic hypnotherapy training, but then as you go along, you sort of acquire more tools in your toolbox, so to speak,
Yeah.
that help you support your clients in the best way that you possibly can. And for me, that's been a combination of doing education on nutrition,
Okay.
other things such as breathing techniques,
Mhm.
EFT, NLP, which
Yeah.
I've trained in those things as I've been going along. So as I've been developing in my career as a therapist,
Yeah.
I've I've done stage training with Richard Barker, and
Oh,
that was
really cool.
yeah, that was fabulous. Although that I don't really want to do any shows, but I've learned from other therapists,
Yeah.
Freddie Jacquin, so
Yeah.
Richard Barker, Christopher Caress, Carl Smith, done lots
Mhm.
of training with lots of different people, learning lots of different skills so that I have a nice holistic approach now to therapy. So I don't just do hypnotherapy, I look at other
Yeah.
techniques as well, like with Barry Neal.
All
I've
right.
I've done his training too. So he does a lot of NLP. So a lot of
He
the
does, yeah.
NLP that I've learned is from Barry. And so I like to use a combination of techniques of whatever um, whatever is needed to be able to meet the needs of the client.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
hoping that I've got in my toolbox. So I like
Sounds like it.
the approach. Yeah.
Yeah, sounds like it. So that's interesting that you said that because I was talking to someone the other day who is wanting to start off. So
Mhm.
they contacted me out of the blue and they started off by asking, do you mind if I pick your brain for a while? Because I'd like to learn a few more things. And they'd been learning from one person, right? And I said, the first thing you need to do is not just learn from one person and not just learn one thing. Because it's not just a case of having the hammer to hit one nail in. You need maybe a chisel, you maybe need a sledgehammer, you maybe need a pneumatic drill, whatever. But the more tools you have, the better. And that's an important message that you've just said, and I'm in total agreement with you. So next thing I'd like to know is why should people come and see you in Dublin? So
Okay. Well,
what is your presentation all about?
okay. So if you want to learn more about sleep,
Mm,
then I am going to be giving you an overview of what sleep is, why we need it, and so my presentation is mainly about what happens when hypnosis isn't enough for sleep. So there are lots of people in this country and around the world who struggle with sleep, right? It's becoming like 1 in 2 of us actually have problems with sleep. Okay. Now, for a lot of people, hypnosis on its own would be fine. If you've just got short term, acute sleep problems, listening to a nice sleep audio or a meditation, having a little bit of hypnotherapy is probably going to do the trick.
yeah.
But what do you do when hypnotherapy isn't on its own enough?
Okay.
Okay, so I work with clients who have chronic insomnia. I work with mostly midlife women.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's where I've sort of niched with midlife women who are struggling with sleep difficulties, with insomnia for a variety of reasons. Probably because they've been having disturbed sleep for years because they've been getting up in the middle of the night with the kids. They've they're the ones that are struggling looking after being carers for elderly parents. Maybe they've worked shifts. Maybe for whatever reason, they've been through a divorce. I mean, that's a common one. They've been through a
Yeah.
divorce. They've had some kind of traumatic experience, maybe 10 years ago, maybe 14 years ago. And maybe the kids are grown up now, but they haven't stopped having these sleep problems.
Okay.
So in those particular cases, so when they've tried everything as
Hmm.
well. So you have to get these women who feel like they've tried everything, but yeah, they're still struggling with sleep.
Okay.
So what do you do when they go to see a hypnotherapist and you know they get a script read to them,
Yeah.
right? Or they get given a sleep audio to listen to,
Yeah.
yeah. And that still doesn't fix the problem. Then what? So what I'm aiming to do in my presentation is give you some background of the sleep science, right? So I'm
Okay.
not a sleep scientist, but
Hmm.
I am very passionate about
Yeah.
sleep.
Okay.
The reason being I'm very passionate about sleep is, and I'm going to tell my story as well, is that I was an insomnia sufferer for over 14 years myself, right? So I have lived this, I have breathed it, I have experienced it. So
Okay.
I know what it's like, and I can empathize with clients, and I can be congruent, and I can be authentic with them because
Mhm.
I've been where they are.
Yeah.
Okay, so I and the advantage of working with me as well as a therapist, if you've got insomnia, is that I'm also a hypnotherapist. So
Yeah, true.
also not only help you with with the sleep stuff, but I can help you get rid of any of those emotional baggage reasons why you might be
In that
keeping
position. Yeah,
right,
yeah.
right, which is
Yeah.
often things like anxiety or some
Yeah.
emotional baggage, right? So we can get rid of that and then we can sort your sleep out as well. So yeah, so in this presentation, I'm going to be giving you an overview of some sleep science,
Okay.
why it's really important to sleep, and then how my story and how CBT and
Hmm.
CBT insomnia actually helped me.
Cool.
And I'm going to be teaching you or sharing with you some techniques that you can use in your practice alongside hypnotherapy to help your clients
So
get better sleep.
I have a question on that. So it's something that I do a lot with, but With regards to what you're describing, do you find, excuse me, do you find the approach differs with reference to the type of insomnia someone suffers? Like if someone can get to sleep but wakes up and that's them, or if somebody gets into bed and they can't fall asleep, do you find that you would use more sort of NLP techniques for one versus the other? Or is it, what way do you work?
I've developed my own sort of
That's what I'm interested in. Yeah.
routine and sort of technique, but no. Sorry, I've got a dog that's pitter-pattering around in the
That's okay. I can't
background. If
hear
you
it.
can hear that
I
noise,
can't hear it. I can't hear
it's
it.
not the beagles. Um, right, okay, so for obviously everybody's different,
Yeah.
right? And I suppose you're treating the client,
Correct.
not and you are treating this. I'm going to say you're not treating the insomnia. You are treating the client. And I suppose I do a very thorough sleep history as well. So I'm also looking for, when I'm working with the client on a one-to-one, do very thorough sleep history. So I'm looking for, the reasons why somebody's not
Yes.
sleeping.
Okay.
However, when we're looking at there is a difference between somebody not being able to fall asleep, and there would be a lot around that, looking at what's going on, what's not just sleep hygiene, but what we call stimulus control. So looking at what exactly is going on in the bedroom, maybe to stop someone falling asleep, but also I would be looking at why, it's about calming the mind.
Yeah. And
It's about calming the mind, getting your bed, getting your body ready for bed, giving your body and your mind the signals that it's time to slow down and to go to sleep. So preparation for sleep starts a long time, several hours before
or two, yeah.
you're getting into bed.
So, just for my own sort of education, what do you mean by sleep hygiene?
So sleep hygiene are all the things that we do to help us to get a better sleep. So, for example, it could be making sure that you've got blackout curtains or blackout blinds in your bedroom to
Sure.
make sure your bedroom is a little bit, is dark enough so that
Yeah.
there's no light peeping through, so that you're not going to be able to be woken up
I can
by
hear, so it's no problem. It's fine.
the
They're
people
part of
walking
their.
in. It's like, oh, it's that never worked with animals and kids, and
It's fine.
anyway,
Don't
yeah,
worry. Don't
anyone who
worry.
follows me on social media will know that I have two elderly beagles that drive me absolutely round the bend. Um, anyway, so yeah, sleep hygiene is things like making sure that the temperature of the room is
Right.
cool enough. So anyone who has a bedroom that's too hot or too cold is going to struggle. That's going to affect your sleep.
Yeah.
Sleep hygiene is it's the hell it's the things that we do that we can change in our
Gotcha.
environment, yeah, around us, that can help us improve our sleep in a better way. So yeah, so lightness in the bedroom, temperature, is your pillow comfortable enough? Is your mattress, how old your mattress, like, is your mattress 20 years old and the spring's poking through? So that's not going to be conducive to you having a comfortable night's sleep.
No. And I suppose the reason why I was asking that is because, whenever you talk about what your process is, I'm interested in that because we all learn from each other.
Mm-hmm.
And, a lot of, well, not a lot of, some of the trainers that I've worked with in the past, one in particular, was all about technique. But what you're describing actually sounds more like a process
Yeah.
developed for the individual in front of you, which I think is very interesting. So,
Yeah, absolutely it is absolutely a process. And the work that I do with clients on a one-to-one, it is absolutely a process. And it's a 6-week process. When I work with my clients on my sleep program, it's a 6-week program. For,
so are you going to teach people your program or just give people an insight into what you do?
I'm not going to teach people my program. I'm going to
Sure.
give people an overview. So people who haven't come across sleep, how to help clients with sleep, they will find this useful.
Good.
Because obviously I'm giving a little bit of the sleep science. I'm going to give an overview of why we need sleep, what it is, the sleep cycle,
Yeah.
the importance of sleep. And I'm going to talk to you about different things that you can do, like the things that people have tried. And for example, taking supplements or
Mm.
sleep hypnosis, and we're going to talk about some of these things and think about maybe what else we can do
So
when
that's
these things don't work. Because when I get clients that
mm,
come to me after 14 years and they know a lot because they've tried everything. They've had the magnesium, they've had the zinc, they've had the over-the-counter sleep medications.
yeah.
They've had the Horlicks at night, they've had the sleep hypnosis audios on 50 million times,
Yes.
and they're still not sleeping.
Yeah.
So in these cases, it's like, where else do you go when hypnosis, and this is the point of my presentation, it's like when hypnosis isn't enough, what else can you do to help these people?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that's the main takeaway of what your presentation
yeah,
is
yeah.
what else can we do?
So
What
that's why I say
yeah.
I'm going to teach you, I'm going to share with you some
Yes.
additional techniques that are founded in CBT. So I'm not for one moment suggesting that anyone goes out and does CBT training. That's not what I'm suggesting at all. But what I'm saying is that from what I've learned and what I've found to be extremely useful for my own curing, my own insomnia
Yeah.
and improving my sleep difficulties and what I do with my clients and the progress that I've seen and the improvements that they make within 6 weeks. Obviously, I'm not expecting that all the other therapists that watch this are going to have the same being expecting to work with someone for 6 weeks. That's not what I'm saying, but I'm going to share with you some practical strategies, some practical techniques that you can then share with your clients that you can use to help improve people's sleep.
No, that is what I'm interested in because it is something that I have people come. Well, I suppose we all do have people who come, oh, I can't sleep. And
Yeah.
the fact that you're going into the science, you're going to delve into in a greater way from your own experience and then present to us the fact that this is what has worked for me and this is where I get my most success. That's what people really want to gain from your presentation. So I
Yeah.
will be there, front row, with a banner going, "Hey," No, I am being facetious, but at the same time, it is something that I'm really interested in. So I will be looking forward to your presentation.
Thank
So
you. I'm going to try and make it fun. I'm going to try and make it interactive as well. So I've been thinking about it and I'm planning it, but I want people to ask questions. I'm quite happy to
cool.
have some audience involvement. I'm going to be asking questions to the
Good.
audience, for them to share their experiences with me.
Yeah.
And then likewise, I want people to ask me questions and I will try my best to answer and support anybody in the audience who's suffering with sleep problems,
Ah,
just
cool.
how I can help you improve your sleep.
Brilliant. Well, that is something I'm looking forward to. So, next thing I want to ask you is from my own interest as well, and it's something I ask every presenter.
Yes.
What would you say to someone who was on the fence, who was maybe unsure as to attending the Irish Hypnotherapy Conference? What would you say to them as a reason for them to come along? What do they benefit? What way do they benefit?
Okay, so you're going to benefit from gaining knowledge and insight from some of the best hypnotherapists in the world. So, under one roof in one hotel for 3 days, you're going to have access to the best hypnotherapist with all the knowledge. So, we've got, I mean, off the top of my head, we've got Freddie, Carl, Kaz Riley.
Yeah,
Who else have we got? Who I know? I've never met Sheila Granger, but we've got Beryl Comar.
yeah,
Some wonderful, wonderful, knowledgeable people there who you can ask questions, who you can pick their brains, you can watch their presentations and learn from them to develop your own knowledge, your own expertise, your techniques. So you're going to become a confident therapist. You're going to
yeah,
become, as I was saying earlier about building your toolbox,
yeah.
you're going to be able to take away some strategies, some techniques that you can put in your toolbox that you can use then to work with your clients to develop your own practice, to build on your confidence, to be able to support anyone who walks through your door.
That's a good answer.
Thank you.
I like that one. So, Dr. Becca, I just want to say thank you so much for your time. We got there eventually
Yeah,
after
you're welcome.
after having the back and forth because of
We
illness
both have to
myself
work
as
it.
well,
Yeah.
as we were saying as well. you were amazed that I actually made it because I had man flu, and it's often very serious. So,
Like life threatening.
well, yeah, it often is, yeah. But no, look, I just want to say thank you so much for your time, and I really,
Thank
really am
you.
looking forward to your presentation at the Irish Hypnotherapy Conference, and I would encourage everyone to come along and see you. So,
Thank you so
once
much.
again, thank you for your time.
You're welcome. Thank you.
See you soon.